Today I present the findings of the special audit on the roads, Fiji Roads Authority by the Office of the Auditor General, which was submitted to my office late last year, just before New Year's Eve. So this update is to provide a summary of the findings of the special audit commissioned by the FRCA board for the 3 years period beginning from July 2020 to July 2023. The final report was received by my office late December. The new board of the FRCA was appointed in April 2023, and they immediately identified systems and governance breakdowns and a huge cash flow crisis that was crippling FRCA. FRCA fully utilized its 2022-23 capital budget allocation within 5 months by December 31st, 2022, without any capital expenditure funds for the remaining 7 months up to July 2023. The board had literally no capital funds to operate since its appointment. This was worsened by huge FRCA arrears owing to the contractors. This cash flow crisis had a significant impact on the delivery of required services by the FRCA, with mounting public complaints and outcry due to the continuing deterioration of road network systems around Fiji when we came into the government. The board had no choice but to make immediate steps to address this crisis situation, and with collaboration and approval by the Line Ministry and Ministry of Finance, secured a $50 million overdraft to pay off arrears to our contractors, amounting to over $40 million. With this payment, contractors were able to mobilize immediately and continue the required urgent maintenance works from May 2023 to date. This also triggered the board to commission a special audit well supported by government and the Office of the Auditor General. In accordance with good governance principles and law, due process was followed for an independent special audit to be carried out by the Office of the Auditor General over the 3-year period. The audit scope and proposal was endorsed by the board before the audit began. Summary of findings: number 1, that the total cost variation and escalation of $405 million were largely facilitated and approved by the former board via flying minutes. This is a very significant amount and exceeded the annual capital budget approved for each of the 3 years. This amount is equivalent to about 10% of the national budget. Serious questions need to be asked whether proper processes, due diligence and approvals were undertaken before these amounts were paid out. For example, some examples: original contract was $59.1 million, revised $100.7 million, cost overrun $41.5 million. Another project, $65.9 million original contract, revised $118.4 million, cost overrun $50.9 million. In the third example, $61.9 million original contract, revised $65.7, cost overrun $3.7 million. So these are just examples. And we can only imagine if we go back another few years, for example, to 2013. Preliminary, the other second finding, preliminary and feasibility studies not carried out. Number 3, changes in project scope after tender was awarded, and fresh tender was not called for significant changes to scope. Number 4, under the maintenance program, there were inconsistencies noted in the application of cost escalation formulas applied by the RIP and remake contractors. The OAG observed that the FRCA accepted these cost escalation claims made by contractors and facilitated payments without independent verifications. Retention of funds, number 5, owed to contractors were utilized by authority due to cash flow crisis. Number 6, there was no allocation of specific budgets for emergency works, for example, for natural disasters. And number 7, the auditors also noted that a significant number of key management and middle management positions remained vacant, which were critical to the functions of FRCA. The OAG, or the Auditor General Office, also provided 9 key recommendations, and the board will be engaging a consultant to incorporate that into its operational and strategic plan in order to reform the organization for more efficient and effective delivery of its services. Some of the key recommendations which we are looking to reform and also to ensure that such issues which I had highlighted are resolved and not repeated. The need for stringent processes, especially for project planning, the feasibility study, design and engineering, contract management. So this entire process needs to be relooked at and also to involve key stakeholders, particularly public utilities. The management of variations in project scope, again, that's a critical part of project management. The change request process, identification, evaluation, impact analysis, costing of changes. The other recommendation in terms of variation and cost escalations, this must be approved by the authorities board and not via flying minutes. And we also need to ensure that the board has that capacity to assess what is submitted to it. So when I say capacity, that means financial capacity and technical, including the engineering side, who could assess that. So, and the other one is the strengthening of internal audit and compliance, which is a vital role in project management. In addition to the authority to work with its line ministry to ensure it is working within its budget, and of course to fill critical posts. But then, as you all know, this is a challenge given the challenge Fiji is facing in terms of technical human resources. Budget monitoring mechanisms and performance monitoring evaluation. Again, that is what the board should be working on. Not only that, but also in terms of reporting to the ministry, and also the ministry having its own monitoring and evaluation framework in place to monitor the organization which work under me. So that is a work in progress, and we should ensure that all certifications for payment are properly authorized and assessed. So due to the seriousness of the findings in this special report, and for good governance and transparency, and most importantly, accountability of public funds, I've decided to refer to this report to the board and also approve for forensic and detailed investigation. Thank you.
And so my question is, with this report, what does this mean to the suspended FRA CEO?
He's not suspended. He was terminated. He's terminated.
So you mentioned, Pranita from FBC, you mentioned about certain individual figures. Does that also include the Nasese project? And would you be able to outline the...
No, I cannot do that for legal reasons, because we have to follow due process, and we cannot identify at this point in time individual projects due for that reason, as you understand. Thank you.
So this is Aaron from Fiji Roads News. So we just wanted an update on the PSV driver's drug test.
No, today is a press conference about the FRCA audit. I will, on the other issues within the ministry, I'm preparing a detail, an update in the next 2 weeks, which I will organize with you. Thank you.
Sir, Elaitia from Fiji Live. I understand that you're referring this to relevant authorities, but my question is, after the report has been issued by the Auditor General, why are you not referring it to police or FRCA to do their investigations?
Yes, that's part of the option we have, which we will, I will convey to the board that I will, if that is the next step, which is most likely, then that is the step we will take. But at the moment it is reported to me. I have approved for the process you asked, and that is, and it will have to be taken from there. So if when it goes to that level, then we will advise the public. Thank you.
Also, sir, these issues have been highlighted as early as April 2023. Why has it taken the Office of the Auditor General this long to prepare a report finding in this matter?
Yes, they had been engaged after the board was appointed. The board was appointed in April 2023. So it took a bit, some time for them to settle down to identify the issues, whereby they identified that there has to be a special audit, and this is the result. And the Office of the Auditor General too, we had to go according to a convenient time to with them. And that is one of the reasons. And also, of course, given, when we came in, the various staff who were there, also the CEO, and the need to secure cooperation from within, to secure the information. So before we took it to the Auditor General's office. So it's not really a simple process, but could be complicated in terms of what was within, and organizing the board, and ensuring that we kept to the right processes in terms of auditing and the legal process. Thank you.
So there's a lot of, sorry, Marioni from Fiji One, there's a lot of money involved in this, $1 million taxpayers' money as well. Can the ministry recover this money, and what's your next step?
Recovery. Recovery, I'm not sure, but definitely in terms of, the reform of FRA within, which is identified in the recommendations and what the board is also working on in terms of the strategic plan, that is something we are currently engaging in or in process. But recovery is, I believe, is something we would need to look at, the board would need to look at in terms of the processes to be followed.
So with the former CEO, because as far as we know, we knew that he was suspended. When was he fired? Was it before the report or was it after the report?
Yes, I'll need to get the specific date to you.
So, and any update on the appointment of the CEO who's going to take over FRA and implement these reforms?
Yes, we will. I will be liaising with the board on that soon. In terms of currently, there is the board and the executive chair, which is not ideal situation, but it is an interim arrangement until we conduct the audit. We have the strategic plan. We correct the internal processes, and then we carry out the advertisement for CEO, which is we are coming towards that. I understand it will be shortly. Thank you.
So, and what will become of the former board members? Will they be also investigated, or with regards to this mismanagement of funds?
Well, the audit report has identified the role of the board in approving a substantial amount in terms of flying minutes, and also a lot of those approvals were not in compliance with the proper checks and the normal checks which should be done before a payment certificate is issued. So that's the only comment I can make, because the next step will be via further investigation and forensic audit. Thank you.
The recommendations made by OAG, has that been implemented, or is the ministry looking at implementing it soon?
No, the report has come to me with a recommendation to go to the next level of investigation, which what I'm telling you now, which I'm approving. Thank you.
So villages in Nakurukula in Ra, they've been asking for a hump in their area. So they have raised this issue previously, and please can you have an update on this?
Yes, sorry, I don't have the specific detail about that, but there are a lot of requests for humps in a lot of the villages, and we are looking at that on a case-by-case basis. Thank you.
So can you give us an update on the Virya project? I believe it was supposed to go online in December or last year.
So that one, what I can tell you now, it's going through testing, technical testing. The water is flowing through technical testing. And I will also be providing an update as we in the next 2 or 3 weeks. On that, when I discuss water. So let's stick to the roads.
So with this investigation, does the FRA continue their work, ongoing works in our roads in the country, or everything is on hold? What's the update with the projects?
No, as an entity, it must carry on because the work must go on. And that is what is currently happening. And we envisage that that will be the situation until we look at the current roadworks or road services portfolio and how that can be managed. So it could be that they will look after the main trunk roads, highways, etc., and major projects, and that another entity like PWD could look at the community and the small access roads, which at the moment have been neglected.
So the Tamawai Bridge, there's some work still going on there, some diggings. What's wrong with that bridge or that road that's causing the FRA to work on it again?
Yes, I don't have the technical details, but what I know is that that is for the water pipes, some of the utilities, because the JICA, Japanese International Cooperation Agency, has agreed to fund the other 2 lanes. So we are looking at a 4-lane bridge, 2 going towards Lami and 2 towards Suva. So ideally, we should have that 4-lane highway from Suva to Nandi. And I've asked FRA to look at, to start working on that. So I didn't want to say it because people will say this guy is dreaming, like the Suva Nandi across the mountains, which was mentioned by the last Minister of Economy. So let's wait for those, and then we will make the announcements in due course when we start looking into those. But at the moment, we would like to ensure that FRA is on the right footing, and then we move forward. Thank you. But no work will stop, it will carry on. For example, the bridge replacement, etc. is carried on. We are talking to Asian Development Bank, the Australian government through the Australian Infrastructure Facility, and various development partners. Since we came in, there have been a lot of engagements with all of them. And I think it's very positive developments. But we have to get our house in order before we talk to them. So this audit is good too, because organizationally, we are given a guideline on how to fix the internal issues, the processes, the compliance, and especially in terms of project management, which are huge. These are huge projects. We are not talking about 1 million. We're talking about millions in bridges, roads, etc. So we need to really manage this carefully. And if you don't do, the credibility of FRA and the nation is at stake in terms of the international community and international financiers, and even with the climate fund. Thank you.
Is traffic light system also part of this investigation, since there were promises made that there will be a new system in place?
No, sir, I can't go into details right now because of the specific details which might not be good to mention it at this point. Thank you.
But how soon can we expect this report to go for forensic, like you mentioned?
Well, next week. I will communicate it to the board, and then they will work on it from there. So it should not be long, because we would like to get it out of the way and get on with the work, and also get the new CEO, and there's a few key managers. It's hard to get them, so make a complete team to move us forward within as shortly as possible, in a short time as possible. Thank you.
Sir, according to your findings, $405 million was facilitated via Flying Minute. in any organization, a board cannot do this. Are you looking also at the minister responsible at that time? I understand they would have been strong-armed in order to issue a flying minute. And also, the second part of your summary, a feasibility study wasn't carried out, and also fresh tenders weren't issued. Are you looking at?
Yes, all I can say at this point, the audit report which highlighted that will, the forensic investigation will look into those. As I mentioned, I cannot mention individuals or parties at this moment because it's very important that we handle this in a professional way. And so I'm tempted to say something political, but it's best to remain within the framework of the audit.
But you're not ruling it out.
Well, when an investigation is carried out, it'll go through the decision-making processes. Of course, anything is possible. Thank you.
So you mentioned about the development of the Suvanandi Highway. Are there any plans to develop the Suvanosori Highway? Road, sorry.
Suvanosori is already done.
No, maybe expand it.
Yes, definitely. The 4 lanes in terms of the traffic management, that again, that has been highlighted in various reports and studies. And one of those studies I was reading, it's lying on the shelf, that there be a 4 lane from Langere right up to the stadium. So, of course, that's something that's also what we're looking at. But, these things are very expensive and we need to go through it in phases. And that is what I'm discussing with FRA. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Wishing you all the best in this new year.